Hey everyone, so I wanted to start sharing some videos on how you can get your equine business and have it have an online presence, because some of us horse people are really good in the barn but not so good at doing like social media or sending out email newsletters or just keeping your website updated. So that's what I'm good for, and I can help you and assist you with that. But before I start showing videos on how to do that, I wanted to share what gave me the confidence to start my own business. A few years ago, I was in the corporate world and I was doing payroll and a few other things with my degree in accounting. But I was pretty much miserable with doing that. It was just day in and day out, doing pretty much the same thing and working crazy hours. Like 40 hours a week, but with accounting and payroll, you usually end up working 50, if not more, especially when it was payroll tax season. Like that quarter was nuts. So like that whole month, I would be working almost 60-hour weeks for every week. And then when they gave me more responsibility for payroll, I was having to get up at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning to get to work because I had to do payroll for the East Coast while I was on the West Coast. So I was pretty much burnt out and I wasn't enjoying my job, and I wasn't getting to be with my horses much. Like I'd get off maybe sometimes at 2 because I'd been at work so early, but then I would be so tired I just wanted to go home and sleep instead of going to the barn and ride. Sometimes I still go out to ride, but not every time. So this was just not what I wanted to do. I knew why I got my accounting degree was eventually to possibly be a bookkeeper for equine industry, but obviously I wasn't doing that. So I decided to leave the position, and I had gotten a better offer at a different company doing pretty much the same thing but with better pay, and I thought, well, maybe that'll make me happier and maybe it'll make it more worth it. But that company was a mess, and they were pretty much doing a lot of things that weren't really legal. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And it wasn't that easy of a decision. Like I was so used to having that kind of income, and I needed some income to pay for my horse. And luckily, my husband and I didn't have our daughter yet, so some of the responsibilities weren't as big. So I did leave that position, and I was kind of at a loss what I was going to do. I was like, I'm going to start my own business. I kept saying that, but I never really got around to it, or I just felt like there's so much pressure on me that I just couldn't get to it. So I did sign up for this thing called Cowgirl Spirit Camp. It was held up by Kaelen with the Dream Trail, and she also had Devon Combs from Beyond the Arena. And let me tell you, that was probably one of the best experiences, and I'm so happy I went. At first I was really hesitant about going because I didn't know if it was really in my budget and if I should be spending that kind of money after quitting my second job or that other job and whatnot. I was like, maybe I should be saving this, but I decided to go. I was like, maybe this is what I need. And even Kaelen was like, don't worry about the money. Money will always come and go. She kind of convinced me to do it. And I'm really thankful she did, because when I went, I got a lot of what was on my shoulders off. Because the healing power of horses is just like, it's just like none other. Like horses will break down your barriers. They will break down anything that you've got going on. Like they are the mirror of you, and they'll explain. It's just, they know what's going on with you without having to tell you in words, which is sometimes better than having someone tell you what's wrong with you, or not what's wrong with you, but what you're going through, and they can help you through it. So just to have an example, one of the girls there was having she was believing that she was never going to have a relationship with a man. Like she just felt like she would never have that kind of relationship again. So what they did is they put cones around her because she thought she had this wall or this barrier up, thinking that. So what the horse did, which was just amazing, the horse literally picked up every single one of the cones and threw it with his teeth away from her and broke down the barrier. It's like, it's all in your mind pretty much. So that was really cool. Another morning we did yoga in the barn, which was really awesome. And it was funny because there's a couple of yoga poses that are like saddle pose and something else that were just fun. But it was funny when she would tell us to take a deep breath, like you could hear the horses just take a deep breath with us, which was really cool. And you could hear them munching on their hay. I mean, if you're a horse girl, you love all these sounds and the smells, and just having a horse atmosphere just lifts your spirits. Shortly after, I got a job at a tax store, which was really awesome. Like, of course, no, it didn't pay like a corporate job did, but that's not what was the issue. It's like, I need to be happy with what I'm doing. And let me tell you, I was so happy at working at this tax store. I got along with all my coworkers, and the best part is like everybody that came in, they loved horses. So they're like, are you really working? You're sitting there talking about horses all day, if that's something you enjoy. And I even was doing some of my beadwork that you can do earrings and my loom beadwork and do like cowboy hat bands and belts, and so I was doing that. And eventually I was gonna try to sell it at the tax store, but some other things kind of came up where we actually had to move out of Washington State. But while I was at that tax store, I was just so happy. And it was a very rewarding position for me. And I learned so much. And I just loved being in that industry. And I also was helping them with like their newsletters. I was helping them with their technology when their printer or their computers were going down. So I loved being able to do that for them. Because that's just what I excel in. That's kind of like my strength, is I'm really tech savvy, which sometimes a lot of horse people aren't. So they really appreciate when I kind of step in and take over like that. So I'm happy I went to that spirit camp, because a lot of things that I had on my shoulders, the pressures that I was putting on myself, I kind of realized them more because they were kind of subconscious, and now it kind of came alive. And Kaelen even is a great card reader, and there's like this a horse card deck, which is awesome because it really connects you to horses into like your level horses. So that was great. And then it was just also great to have Devon there, because she had more experience with some of the retreats that she's done, but Kaelen did a great job as well. It was just great to have both of them and to really learn so much from both of them. And if I was in the States, I'd definitely be going to another event either one of them held. I definitely want to go to one of the cool retreats that Beyond the Arena, Devon Combs has, that she has throughout Colorado, Arizona, and even sometimes Montana. So I'll leave their links below so you can check them out. And anyways, I hope you liked this video. I just wanted to emphasize that sometimes when you're going to these coaching things, they kind of seem pricey, or you just think, man, I can't really afford that right now, but sometimes it's what you need. Like, you can't always worry so much about the price, and you kind of have to heal yourself. Like, we put ourselves through so much that we need to step back and be like, okay, it's just me this weekend. It's me and the horse and the coach, and I have a lot to work on. And you'll be amazed at like even just 3 days of how transformative that is to your life. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, make sure you subscribe and like the video. And again, I'll have their links in the description below. So thanks for watching.